Hi everyone, Susan here. I'm back, and now we're gonna get serious about the format that I want to do for you guys, what I had anticipated and what I thought about for many years. So I want to show you a sketch, and I'm going to bring the design to life in front of you. But before that, I'm going to show you the process of getting the fabric and the idea to fruition. I wanted to also give you behind the scenes input and different things that I'm going to show you in the future. So stay tuned. And if you're seeing this for the first time, hit on that subscribe button, and if you have subscribed, make sure you also put the button that says that you will get the new videos as they are coming out, so you're notified. And so let's get started. Let me show you the design first. It's a French twist bow with a more of a fitted sheath, has a yoke, and there are no darts. So what am I going to be able to do with this design? And also notice that it has a pattern. Sometimes when I'm designing and I'm, doing a quick sketch, I think of that design in my head and I think, well, that would look great with a pattern. So I'll just scribble a little pattern, nothing that I've seen or nothing that I'm actually looking at, just to indicate that that design will look good with a pattern. So I decided in a silk charmeuse stretch print. Because it's a print, it's a kind of a small category. And in order to get this fabric for you, I found out that the industry is changing and that it's so accessible now on the internet. So I did a Google search. And these are the items that I found on the Google search. I will show you behind the scenes. You will get to see manufacturing situations, but for today, let me show you this the easy way as far as making your sample possibly. And I found this design. I thought this was a very interesting design. This is actually the one I like probably the most. And then I found this design. What's neat about the internet too is they show you the fabric, as you can see here. Then they show you it on a garment, which makes it a lot easier to visualize your design and the size of that print. Here's another one, and this is, I would say, more of like a retro feeling to it, but also a good design and good floral. Then I found something that's more of an oriental feeling that would also work for the design, but it has a little bit of a different color in the background. I'm drawn to roses, so large roses, but this design I think is too busy and the roses are too large for this particular design, but just to give you an idea. Then I saw this one down here, and this one down here actually is closer to the size of the pattern that I would like for the design. This shows you a pop of color with a design in different areas, not just all over in the same amount. And then I found this one, which I think is probably the closest to the size that I'd like. And what's neat about this floral is it really has a geometric feeling to it. And when they show you the garment, it has a casual look to it. So that's the way I was researching some of the fabrications that I could use for this design. Okay, and here it is on the mannequin, and let's get started. Okay, so here are the supplies you're going to need. You're going to need your 2-inch wide ruler by 18 inches long. You're going to need your French curve. You're going to need pencils, the hip curve, styling tape, fabric scissors, pins. Okay, let's talk about the muslin now. So the first piece of muslin you're going to need is this one here. And you want to tear a piece and prepare it that is about 22 inches wide by 24 inches long. And when you prepare this and you block it, and I want you to please refer to my 2-part blocking and preparation series on preparing your muslin for designing and draping. You want to establish the lengthwise grain. Again, you just pull the thread like that, very simple, draw it in pencil. Then you want the perpendicular of that particular grain line. So that's the crosswise grain right like that. In order to establish your bias, which you're going to need because we're going to drape this on the bias, you take your 2-inch block on your ruler, put the 2-inch block in the center of that intersection, dot both sides of that 2-inch area, and there is your 45-degree angle and perfect bias. Okay, you want to block and prepare 2 pieces for your center front and your center back of the main part of the dress. You want to tear 2 pieces that are 17, which are 18 because that's folded under, by 36 long. For your center back, put CB on there, turn in 1 inch over here. For the front, put your CF for center front. You will also need to prepare for the back yoke a piece that is around 12 inches wide by 15 inches long. Okay, I am on the dress form, and I've taken the bias piece and I've made that line, the bias line, in black marker so you don't get confused with the other lines. And I put it on the center front and pinned it from the edge just so you can get an idea to the neckline. You want to go about 12 inches. Okay, so there's your 12 inches for your neckline here. Okay, we need enough to clear the shoulder. So that's very important. And we're only going to be dealing with this yoked area, so we don't need as much down there. The second thing I'm going to do now is clear the space around the neckline. So I'm going to go ahead and do my thing that I always do with the 2 fingers. I'm going to go down, across, and sharply to the intersection of the mannequin like this. Pull it tautly like that, and I'm going to release. So I'm going to take this off here, like that, and I'm going to start clipping down. You want to clip down till you release that tension, like that. Pull some of this stuff out if you need to. I'm going to punch, and you keep doing that process till you get it smooth. So I'm going to take the pin out again. I'm going to go 2 fingers across and then sharply to the intersection again like that. I'm going to clip it as far down as I can get away with without going too far. Clip off the excess as well, like that. And so you get a little bit of a smoother finish here around the neckline. Once you have something that's smooth around there, then you have to understand my design line is actually much lower. Design line is way over here. I'm going to go ahead and put that in with my pencil, a cross mark here at the center front intersection, like that. And then I'm going to dot around my neckline that I have for this garment, and just dot, as you can see, all the way to the shoulder. Here I am, I lowered the mannequin just a little bit. I've dotted and did the cross mark in black marker here. I'm also going to put a cross mark where the shoulder and the intersection of the arm plate will be. And at that point, you want to smooth it around the armhole like this, but we want to get rid of some of this over here. And because we're going to be doing this bow, the French twist bow, you need to have a little bit of a seam allowance because I'm going to have 2 pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out like that. I'm not going to cut on this line. I'm going to cut about 1/4 of an inch from that line down till I get here. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can do that. And I'm safe. And once you cut it like that, take some of this out. Okay. And the reason why I need extra over this line is because this is going to be turned under to that seam, because I'm going to have a bow, but there'll be a little bit of a seam here and a little bit of a seam here. In order to make the bow, you have to have some fullness. So you take out the center front seam and you just make a little bit of a pleat going on like that, just like that on the center front. Go ahead and put a pin to secure that, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this down, still feeling the groove of the center front like that. So I know that that's what I'm going to have here. This is going to pull, so you're not going to have to worry about that. Pull this out like that. I'm going to clip just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of freedom. But then I want to also smooth this around the arm plate so I can get the right markings for that arm plate. I'm going to mark the ridge of that arm plate, just dot, 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 like that. And then once you always get to the screw part, you want to put a cross mark. And then at that point, with your pencil, so you can see the line. And that's going to help you to make the perfect armhole like we need. Okay, I have the mannequin up a little bit higher. We do need to have ease here on the side seam, but I'm just going to go ahead and actually mark where the exact side seam is, and then do a cross mark where the design line and the side seam also intersects. And I'm going to do a little bit of dotting underneath here like that. Okay, let's get going with the bow. I'm going to take some of this out because we don't need it. So I'm still giving myself a lot of space. Be very careful when you get to the center front because you don't want to interfere with the bow. So we're just taking out about that much. This muslin out as well and cutting that out. Okay, so now we can concentrate on that bow. And the bow could be any width or any size. That all depends on your designing.